morning, friends. It's Saturday morning, and it is just a really beautiful day. The sun's not quite out, and it's still got a little bit of a chill to the air, but it's beautiful. So I'm sitting out here doing some Bible study and going over my prayer note cards while the kids are running around playing. We still have a little bit of schoolwork to do, but I thought we'd have recess first. So I wanted to share my favorite Bible story, and that's the story of Shadrack, Mesack, and Abendego, and it's found in Daniel. And this has always been my favorite Bible story, and the kids' school at chapel just talked about it a little bit the other day too. So I went back and reread it, and it struck me, and something struck me, and I wanted to share it with you. So if you don't know the Bible story of Shadrack, Mesack, and Abednego, basically the Cliff Notes is it's these three very godly men. They honored God and served God, and basically they were told they had to pray to the king. They couldn't pray to their God anymore, and they refused to do it. And so the king got angry and threw all of them into the fiery furnace. Hi, buddy. And so what they said, Shadrach, Mesack, and Abednego basically said to the king, our God can save us, but even if he doesn't save us, he's still good. And that always, especially as a new Christian, it always struck me like, how can you think that he's good when he's allowing you to be thrown into a fiery furnace? Like, it was a horrible way to die. And so basically they get bound and thrown into the fire, and in Daniel 3:24 it says, "Then King Nebuchadnezzar leaped to his feet in amazement and asked his advisors, 'Weren't there 3 men that were tied and thrown into the fire?' They replied, 'Oh, certainly, O king.' He said, 'Look, I see 4 men walking in the fire, unbound and unharmed, and the 4th looks like the Son of God.'" Nebuchadnezzar then approached the opening of the blazing furnace and shouted, "Shadrach, Mesack, and Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out here." So Shadrach, Mesack, and Abednego came out of the fire, and basically they were unharmed. Their clothes they weren't burnt. Their clothes didn't even smell like fire. And so I started to thinking about this, and there's something that I've been praying for quite a while, and God has answered it, and his answer was no. And I think sometimes when we pray for something and we really want something and we really desire it, when the answer is no, when God doesn't give us basically what we want, it's easy to think that maybe he doesn't love us or he doesn't prefer us. We look at our friends and maybe they have what we want, and then we look at our lives and we're not getting what we think we want. And it's easy to think, well, maybe God favors them. But what I noticed in here is God could have kept Shadrach, Mesack, and Abednego from going into the fire. He could have saved them from that fear and that trauma, but he didn't. And he did his best work by answering no. Shadrach, Mesack, and Abednego said, God can save us, but God didn't save them from going into the fire. He allowed them to get thrown into the fire, but once they were in the fire, he was walking with them. He saved them in the midst of the fire. And what a more amazing testimony and a more amazing way to reveal himself than through saving them during the fire instead of before the fire. I don't know if I'm making sense or if that makes sense. But for me, when I get no to the prayer request that I've been praying for and I so deeply desire, I think that it's not because God doesn't desire me or that he's punishing me. It's just that his answer's no, and he knows the plan, and he knows the days that I don't know. He knows what's coming up. And so sometimes a no to an answer that we so deeply desire is actually better than a yes. I mean, it's always better than a yes, because God is always going to do what's best for us. He's always going to care for us. He's always righteous and always sovereign. And so I don't know what you're praying for. I don't know what you're going through. But if you have been praying for something and he just has not answered you, or if you have received your answer and it's no, I just want you to remember that he is still good and he still loves you, and you just need to keep loving him back and keep the faith. So anyway, that's it. That's your little morning encouragement. They're the kids. Say hi.
Hi.
Where's the baby?
Morgan's painting his nails.
Oh, Morgan is painting the baby's nails. Wonderful. All right, y'all. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. It's supposed to be gorgeous here in Virginia. And so anyway, see you later.